First words that come to mind, journal entry. Why? Well, probably because that is what this video is. To be precise, it is a follow-up from the last video, which is yet to be uploaded because I discovered some things. Welcome to my channel. I am your host, GD. First things first, the name of the previous video. I haven't come up with it yet. I was moving the source file from my recording drive to my storage drive when I discovered I had yet to name the video file. But first, let me digress for a moment. It is not lost on me the irony of recording audio in OBS using a video format. And it is also not lost on me the irony of recording 7 minutes of audio in OBS using a video format, costing 2 gigabytes of storage space on my hard drive. 2 gigabytes for 7 minutes of audio in video format. Why? Well, the answer is complicated, maybe, but I have 2 short answers. One is I'm not very good at software management. 2 is World of Tanks. I don't play World of Tanks anymore, but during that time, I was trying to overcome issues with OBS's video writing speed and the bottleneck my hard disk writing speed was creating. The solution at the time was writing the file to my solid-state drive rather than writing the file to my hard disk drive. But I was curious. I wanted to know how high quality a video I could create with this change. And in my attempts to make the perfect video recording of my World of Tanks experience, I may have set the video bitrate to 40,000. I don't know the science, but I assume more bits equals more data written per second, resulting in an obscenely high video file size and potentially better video quality. In addition, when I made the previous recording, I didn't reduce the video bitrate like I probably should have, and instead increased the audio bitrate of track 1 from 160 to 320. Did I need to do that? Probably not. I mean, if 160 is OBS's baseline for any audio recording, then objectively, my recording, which from the perspective of the masses could be seen as, quote, any audio recording, end quote, likely wouldn't have suffered from such a baseline quality. So, yeah. I should probably adjust my recording settings with some level of awareness and intelligence. So anyways, the name of the video. I struggled for about a minute deciding what to call it until I settled on this title. Summary of my Phantasia. Now, I don't know the specific definition of Phantasia as a word. I generally never do when it comes to this sort of thing. According to encyclopedia.com, the Greek word Phantasia translates to imagination, with a close connection to the verb phanome, which I couldn't confirm the pronunciation of, meaning I appear. My opinion on the subject of Phantasia is indiscriminately complex, but my understanding is that it is a conceptual representation of a mind's imagination. It is a weave of emotion and intellect that make up sentience, awareness, and capacity to comprehend. One's Phantasia, in this sense, exists not in reality, but in the background behind one's conscious awareness. By exploring or investing time into one's Phantasia, the intellectualization of one's emotions and real-world experiences become more perceptible to the individual and begin to replace one's perception of reality. There's more, I suspect, but that's just my complex opinion on the subject. I felt like this concept of Phantasia accurately represented my talks about my desires and my reason for them. And maybe we can talk about that subject in more depth later on. Now that phrase, later on, is my next subject to speak on. I was preparing to edit my previous video. I loaded up Vegas Pro 14.0 and I discovered one of my previously edited videos. It was Test for the Future Part 3. Curious about one of my previous videos, I watched it. It seems there were a lot of subjects that I clarified, but only to a point. The phrase, "we can talk more about this later," suggests an opportunity to talk more about these subjects later on, but I never have. It's not that I don't want to talk about them. I decided some time ago that I would answer questions if they were asked, rather than allowing myself to the risk of exposing myself to judgments and persecution. But I'm bored and want to talk, so it would seem that I desire to speak on a myriad of subjects, and I simply have to take the risk of caring about people's opinions regarding myself, regarding my Phantasia of sorts. I'm not very well known, nor do people know me very well, so it is a growing process, I suppose. That is, assuming I want to grow as a channel and make greater contact with the world. Forever forward we march. This is GD signing off. Until next time.